Dear learners, so today we discuss about concept of time zone. You are with your friend, teacher Athanasius Msajiman. So, what is time zone? The time zone is a region of the globe that observes a uniform standard time for legal, commercial, and social purposes. I think you see what is here. And when you say uniform standard means it doesn't change. The time in that region, it doesn't change. The time in that country, it doesn't change. The time in that town doesn't change because it is the same time zone. So there are two things now to notice. The first one, the world is subdivided into 24 time zones. That is even why we have 24 hours a day. Each time zone represents 1 hour difference in time zone. To mean if the two towns are in two different time zones, but those two different time zones are just neighbors, there will be a difference of 1 hour between those two towns. So let's look at the following map that will help us to understand the meaning of time zone and the number of time zones we have in the world. So the global map shows 24 time zones. If you count from here, going from west going to east, you will just notice 24 time zones. And then there is a line here, the line which is black on your screen. So that is what you call UTC, Universal Time, or just Coordinated Universal Time. So that one, it is the main longitude or the main time zone on which other time zones are calculated from. So when you go to the east, when you go to the west, we will know how to calculate the time of towns, of countries, of regions, of different time zones, but relating to the main time zone called UTC. So moving to the west, we reduce time, and to the east, we add time. So the sentence is very important. It is very important because to help us to know or to be able to calculate the time of different time zones, or just solving problems involving time zones. Remember that between two longitudes, the longitude is just like saying time zones, between them there is 15 degrees, which is equal to 1 hour. What does it mean? When you go to the map we had before, between this time zone and this one, there are 15 degrees, and those 15 degrees are always equal to 1 hour. What does it mean? So if we have a town here and another town here, so between those two towns there are 15 degrees and there are 1 hour. So let's have an example. Let's look at a simple example. So look at here, you have Nairobi. At Nairobi, you have this time zone. So when you go to Nairobi, we go to Johannesburg, you see that we are going to west of Nairobi, to mean the time will be reduced. We reduce time. So but when you go to Jakarta here, we are going to east. We are going to add time depending on the number of time zones we have. So let's continue. So as an example here, from the universal time UTC, so when we move to east, we add 1 hour for one longitude or one time zone. Example, a country to the second time zone. Remember, It is the second time zone. Because it is the second time zone, we represent that time by +2 because we are going to east. But why are you adding 2? We are adding 2 because we have the second time. It is the second position. To mean from 0 we have the second, we have 2. But because we are going to east, we add 2. Moving to the west, it is the second point. Moving to the west, we always subtract 1 hour for each longitude time zone. Why do we subtract? We subtract because we are going to the west. When you are going to the west, we always subtract. Let's take another example. A country to the second time zone from UTC to the west will be represented by -2. -2, why? Second time zone. Why do we subtract? Because we are going to the west. So this knowledge will help you to solve problems involving the time zone. So let's solve some mathematical problems relating to the time zone, so without delaying. So the first one, to find, let's read together the first one. To find time of another time zone to the west, multiply its position. Its position means the second, the third, the fourth, from the time in the given time zone by 1. You take the position. If they say the second, multiply with 2. Take that 2, multiply by 1. Then subtract from the given time. Because you are going to the west. That is why we subtract. The second point, to find time of another time zone to the east, multiply its position from the time in the given time zone by 1 hour. Then add to the given time. Add because we are going to the east. In all calculations, use the 24-hour format to make calculation easier. Remember the previous lesson, we have learned how to change or to convert from 12-hour format to 24-hour format. I think you remember it. The last point, there is a difference of 1 hour between two time zones. So that is what you have been talking about. So the difference of 1 hour will be the one to help us to identify or just to tell the time of a town, the time of a region in east or west. So let's look at some examples. We'll be having 2 examples which will help us to focus or just to master this lesson. The first one, it is 11 p.m. We are going to mention 3 things that will help you to really understand how we solve these problems. It is 11:30 p.m. in Rwanda. That is the given time. The second thing, so let's color them. The second thing to notice, what is time is it in New York, which is located in the 7th time zone. 7th time zone is the position. The last thing, to the west of Rwanda. So let's use those 3 things to solve our problem. The first one, it is 11. The given time is 11:30 p.m. The position of the next town, which is New York, is the 7th time zone. But where? In west. West means we subtract. So how do we do this question? So the first time zone, it is 1 hour. The 7th time zone is 7 times 1. That is why we said we take the given position times 1 to get the number of hours between the 2 locations, the 2 towns. And then you take the given time, which is here 11 p.m. We subtract, of course, because we are going to the west. So that is here. What you have done here, we've taken 11:30 minus 7, it is 4:30. So in New York, the time is 4:30 p.m. So I don't think if you remember what we've said before. You've said that going to west, the time is reduced. Let me take you back. So moving to the west, we reduce time. We reduce time. That is why in Rwanda it is 11:30. 11:30. So in New York, because we are moving to the west, we reduce time. It is 4:30 p.m. So let's go to the next example. The time in a certain time zone is 3:45 p.m. Remember, that is the first thing to notice. What is the time in the sixth? Sixth means it is the position. Let me color them. 3:45 p.m. Yes. And then going to the east. Because we are going to the east, we do what? We add. That is why the sixth time zone means 6 hours from the given time. It is 6 hours from 3:45 p.m. But we add because we are going to the east. That is why here, as a solution, we have said that first time zone is 1 hour, sixth time zone is 6 times 1 hour, which is equal to 6 hours, and then we add 6 hours to the given time. The given time is this one. So we had what? We have 3:45 minus 6, which is equal to 9:45. So 3 and 9 is further than 3. That is why here previously we have said, I'll remind you, we have said that to the east the time is added. That is why here, because it is added, that is why here we found that from 3:45 p.m. going to the east 6 time zone, the time was added by what? By 6 hours. My dear friends, so I want you to try this application, and remember that in mathematics, for you to do something, you have to follow the example which was given. So I've given you 2 examples that you be using to solve the 6 problems that you have. And as a hint, for example, for the first question, the given time is 2 p.m. and then the position of the next town is 3 time zone, means 3 hours, and going to the east. Remember that we are going to add. So thank you very much for watching this video. I think to help you, and then I want you to be successful in solving these problems. So let's meet next time. Thank you very much. Remember to work in your exercises book, and then you send to my account your answers for further marking. Thank you very much.